Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. So a lot of you requested for me to do more looks with the Smashbox Masterclass 3 palette, so that's what I'll be doing today. This one is going to be a look primarily based on all of the purple shades of the palette, so we're using the more colorful side of the palette for this look. So we've got a dark purple on the top lid, and then some lighter purples on the bottom with a nice purple lip and a nice contoured and bronzed face. So if you're interested in learning how to get this look with me, then just keep watching and we're going to get started right away. So I'm first going to start with a clean face and my brows already on. I'll have my brow products listed down below, and then we're going to take the Benefit Stay Don't Stripe eye primer and I'm going to pop a dot of that on my eyelids and also under my eye because this is also a concealer primer as well, and then I'm just going to rub all of that in with my fingers so that we can get started on the eyeshadow. And then once that is rubbed in, we're actually going to go in with a second base, and this is NYX's Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk, and we're laying this down because we're using pretty vibrant colors, so we want them to pop as much as possible. So I'm putting a thin layer of this on the lid and then blending it out with my fingers. You definitely want to blend this out because it might crease if you have too thick of a layer on, so definitely blend it out with your fingers to make sure that doesn't happen. And then we're first going to go in with the shade Nude, which is on the neutral side of the palette, on an E40 brush, and we're just going to buff this into the crease as a transition shade. This is just so that it kind of has a more natural fade to the brow bone when we're using those brighter colors. This doesn't actually match the colors, but it kind of just makes a nice natural gradient to the brow bone color, so I like to put a neutral shade in the crease first. And then we're going to go in with the shade Violet on an E55 eye shading brush, and this is the most gorgeous vibrant matte purple ever, and we're just going to pack that on the lid. And you want to do a lot more of a packing and like a pressing motion on the lid rather than a swiping motion, because you really want to pack on the pigment onto the eyelid, and having that Milk Jumbo eyeshadow base down under it is going to really help the eyeshadow color pop a lot better. So we're just going to keep on packing layer after layer until we get the vibrancy and the pigmentation that we want, and we're going to bring it right up to the crease, not past the crease but right up to the crease. And now I'm going to take a clean E25 brush and just blend the edges of that so they're not as harsh. We're definitely going to go in with some crease shades, but I just wanted to make an initial kind of easier blend for that purple color. And now we're going to take this shade called Drizzle from the neutral side. It's a very like cool tone taupe color, and I'm taking that on the E25 again, and we're going to buff this right above that violet shade in the crease, kind of to blend between the violet and that nude color that we put down to make a nice gradient. So we're just going to buff this back and forth into the crease. And then we're going to go back on that E25 and take a little bit of the violet shade, and then we're going to buff that along the edge of where we ended it on the eyelid, and that is just to make a more seamless gradient between the colors. I figured that the drizzle wasn't really doing it, so I wanted to just go back in with that initial color and make it an easier fade in between each color. So I'm just blending that very low on the crease just to kind of make a nicer blend around the edges of the violet shade. And then I'm going in with my E40 brush and blending all of the edges so they're nice and seamless. And then I'm going to go back in with violet and just pack it on the lid a little bit more because it looked a little bit splotchy and I just wanted as much pigmentation as possible. A lot of times when you blend over a color you lose some of the pigmentation, so I just wanted to get it back. Now I'm going to take the highlight shade from the palette and I'm going to highlight under my brow bone with this. This is a face highlighter, but I just liked it I just liked it for the brow bone for this look, so I'm just putting that on with a small smudger brush. And now I'm just going back in with the E25 and just blending it because I'm kind of a blending freak. I like go back and blend 8 million times every time I do my makeup, but blending is key for any look. So now I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. cream eyeliner in the shade Black, and I'm just going to do a nice winged liner with my Sigma EO5 liner brush. I think it's the EO5, I always forget the numbers, but definitely the like little liner brush. It's like my favorite one. I'll link it down below so you guys know exactly which one it is. And I'm going to do a nice winged line. I think this is like the whole, like what ties the look together is a nice winged liner. So I definitely wanted to do a nice bold black wing. And then I'm going to go in with my Givenchy Noir Couture Volumizing Mascara. I can never remember the name, but I'm just going to do a quick coat of this mascara before lashes. So you just want to pack on a nice coat so that your lashes are nice and black and prepped for some falsies. And then the falsies we're popping on are the Butterfly Demi Wispies with my Kiss Clear Strip Lash Adhesive. And this is what the look looks like with the lashes on. Now we're going to move on to the face. I'm mixing my MAC Studio Sculpt and my YSL Latent Touche Éclat foundation, and I'm going to put that on with a damp beauty blender. Because the eyes, well, the top of the eyes were matte, I kind of wanted to do something glowy on the face and kind of bring some life back into the look, because I figured if I did more of a matte skin with this look, it might just, I don't know, look a little bit dead. So I wanted to bring some life back to my skin with a nice glow. So that's why I mixed these two foundations together, and I love the finish that it gives. So I'm just popping that on the skin, and then I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Concealer, and I'm going to pop that under my eyes to brighten and conceal under there. You definitely want to conceal when you're using a lot of color, because a flawless face really just, I don't know, just brings the look together when you do bright colors. I always like to make my skin as flawless as possible whenever I use bright colors on my eyes. So I'm just highlighting where I usually do, down the center of the face and under the eyes, and then I'm going to blend it out with my damp beauty blender as usual. And I absolutely love this concealer. It's like one of my all-time favorite concealers. I definitely recommend it. It's a drugstore product. It's very inexpensive, and it's just a great one. Now I'm going to set under my eyes with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade medium, I think? Yeah, medium, and my small tapered highlight brush from Sigma. This is like the best brush to set under your eyes. And then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and set the rest of my face just kind of down the T-zone, because this is a very slippery foundation mix. So I just wanted to kind of set everything in place. And then I took a sip of coffee because this was kind of early in the morning and I needed to wake up. And now I'm going to take that Milk Jumbo eyeshadow pencil again, and I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. So I'm going to run it on my waterline and then all along my lower lashes. And yeah, just do that on both sides. And this is to prep for the colors that we're going to be putting down there. And now I'm just going to blend it out with a Q-tip, because, I don't know, I don't really have a brush that's tiny enough to do this. So I just used a Q-tip and kind of blended the edges of the milk. And now I'm going to take this shade called Lilac, and I'm just going to get it on a small smudge brush and press it all along where we put that Milk Jumbo eyeshadow pencil. And I love the contrast between the matte eyelid and the shimmery lower lash line. I think it was like a really cool effect. So I definitely wanted to put some shimmer on the lower lashes. So I'm pressing that all along the Milk Jumbo eyeshadow pencil with this smudger brush. And then after that, I'm going to take a pencil brush and this shade called Lavender, and it's even more shimmery, and I'm just going to buff that along the edges of where we put Lilac. And oh my god, I love the way it turned out. It was just like nice and blendy and purple and pastel-y and just phenomenal. Like, oh, I love this. But yeah, I'm just going to blend that all along under there. And yeah, just make it as smoked out as possible. You know, I love a good smoky under eye. And then I'm also going to take Lilac and highlight the inner corner, because since it was a whole purple look, I figured why not just do a purple inner corner highlight. And then I took this Rimmel purple mascara and did my lower lashes with this rather than a black mascara, because I just figured it would look a lot cooler with a purple mascara than a black one. So I just coated my bottom lashes with this purple one. Can't remember the name of this Rimmel mascara, but I definitely will have it listed down below for you guys. I bought it like a few years ago. It might have been limited edition, but I'm sure you can find a colored mascara anywhere else. So now I'm going to take the bronze shade from the Masterclass palette on my Tulip brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to bronze up my whole face. For this look, I wanted to do a nice contoured and bronzed face, and I didn't really do blush, so we're going to use a lot of this bronzer, bronze up the skin a lot, because I don't know, I felt a little pale this day. So I just figured I would bronze up my skin a lot, and then I put a little bit extra on my cheeks as my blush, because I figured the bright colors didn't really go with any of the blush colors in the palette. So I just did some bronzer on my cheeks, and then I took my contour shade with a small like dome brush and contoured my cheeks further, just to kind of chisel out my face and give it a little bit more definition than the bronzer did initially. So I'm going under my cheekbones and around my temples, and then I think I did a little bit around the sides of my nose, but I can't be sure. And then I'm going to take this highlight shade and also the Flirt eyeshadow, because I wanted something a little bit shimmery, on this Real Technique setting brush, and I'm going going to highlight the cheekbones and down the center of my face. I absolutely love the way this highlight turned out with that eyeshadow and the highlight powder mixed. It was just like really, really pretty, and I'm so glad that I did it. And now for lips, I'm first going to line my lips with this NYX lip liner pencil in the shade Flower. It's just a really, really pale pink, but I kind of wanted to do this to kind of mute out the next lip product I did, so I just lined and filled in my whole lips with this pencil. And I don't know why my lips like looked so chapped this day. I definitely should have exfoliated them first, but I didn't, but it's okay. So I'm just filling in my whole lip with this Flower pencil, and then I'm going to top it off with this Maybelline Color Elixir in the shade Vision in Violet, and it's really, really bright, and I didn't want it to be that bright, so I kind of put one layer on my lips first and kind of rubbed it in between my lips. And it looks really sloppy right now, but we'll get it together. And then I took my finger and kind of rubbed it into my lip to kind of make it more of a stained look, a lot less glossy, a lot less pigmented. I kind of wanted to mute it down, so I took my finger and blended it out a lot. And this is basically the final look, you guys. So I hope you like it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did. I love you all. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.